Hi, I'm Yash, and today I'll be demonstrating how to paint in watercolors and in oil paints. So let's get started. So first I'll be painting in watercolors, and the colors are white, cobalt blue, burnt sienna, yellow ochre, green and black. So I've taken in some water and I'll go with some white and just a touch of blue in that. I've kept the water ready in a cup. Yeah, looking for a very vivid bright sky. And I'll come up over here. Look at that, I'm using the tip of the brush, the very corner edge, the sharp edge of the brush. I'll just drop that color there. Okay, it's like that, and some over here too, just getting some basic colors going on there. Okay, something over there. Let that not eat up the word watercolor. Now I've just taken in more of that color with some blue. That's it. I just added some more blue to that color, and I'll just go ahead and paint in that. I have to be very accurate there, and I'm using angular brush to block in this. And be fairly bright there. So without cleaning the brush, I've just gone into some white and green and touch of yellow ochre, lime yellow, all of those colors mixed. So now I'll just take in some white, touch of yellow ochre, some blue and mostly green. With that earthy green is very important because we are moving to the foreground. So I'm gonna add more of that green. Yeah. And let's come right over here. Look at that. This green is very much different from that. That's an emerald green used in seascapes because that is far that color will do. Okay, something over there like that. And some over here too. We'll have in some over here too. We'll go back and add in those textures later. It's something like that. And the bottom is going to get slightly darker. For that I've used some brown and blue mixed with this same color. And oil paint takes ages to dry, takes many days to dry, depends on the pigment level, but watercolors dry instantly. So now I've just taken in some black, brown and green and yellow ochre, all those colors mixed. Let's go right over here and paint in with tree. Okay, just like that, let all those colors show up. And I've not cleaned the brush since I started this painting. Okay, something over there, and we'll have those reflections over here too. Just like that. Okay, and now I'll just take in some black, blue, green, yellow ochre mixed up together. Let's try to reflect that right over there. And wherever I feel that the place is narrowed, I'll use the tip of the brush. So now it's some brown and black, green and yellow ochre. Let's come right over here and drop in the reflections of these trees. I've not even painted those trees, but still I can put those reflections there. Okay, something over there, like that. Now it's some white, yellow ochre, and green and yellow ochre. Just come over here and drop in this. I want this to be very specific as per the sketch. Okay, something like that over there. Just tapping it, and I have not switched over to any brush as of now. I'm still using the angular brush, more of white. Just come over here and drop in that part there, just like that. As of now I'm just blocking in the colors, and we're done with the blocking in. So now with my number 2 fan brush with some black and yellow ochre and touch of brown, yeah, I load those colors from my number 2 fan brush and look for the texture of trees. Yeah, I'm gonna tap it, and yeah, I'm satisfied with that. Let's think of some texture of trees. There, that's something like that. I can penetrate into this one also, because this is also black. Then yeah, something like that. And let's go to this one and just tap it very lightly, just adding in some textures as of now. With that, just like that. I like that texture of grass. Let's continue all that way up. Let's turn the brush, and let's continue with our grass line over here, sort of making them look deeper. Maybe the light's coming across like that today. And we can switch over to this. And to do this, you have to make sure that the paint is completely dry, the blocked in colors are dry. Never do this when it's wet or tacky. But I can just put it like that. Okay, something like that, and I can just tap it. Because this is foreground, I can indicate them vertically also. So now I'll just take in some of this color. I've just darkened that color a bit. I'll leave some negative spots. You can even add in some water to make the paint flow. That is the tallest part, so I'll just indicate some over there. Okay, and maybe some over there too. Don't want it to be too much. Skip some spots. Maybe, yeah. And here it goes a bit up, so I'll just bring it up like that. Just indicating some basic reflections of water. I also find some dark there, and I'll reflect that dark on the reflections too, to be consistent with the painting. So I'll just take up this color and maybe indicate more of those reflections there. Combine this two together. Just taking some pure black and get in that one. So now I'll just load up some white Is there just a speck of blue in that? Yes, some sort of giving that connection between the reflections. Just tapping it. Just imagine that you're painting dots. Just follow the angles. I'm using a detail round brush for this. Just tap it. And coming at the bottom, I'll just indicate some more of those ripples. It's like that. Just a darker shade of this. Just make it look natural. That's it. Okay, something over here too in the foreground. It's like comma shapes. So just indicating some of those over here too. Just like that, and maybe just to be consistent, I'll drop in some over here too. That just like that to make it look very realistic and natural. And some over here too in the middle. So now, after ensuring that this is completely dry, I've just taken in some green, yellow ochre, white, touch of blue, and I'll just come over here and just drop in. I'm using an old worn out filbert brush for this because the bristles will be opened. Yeah, something over there. And as we come this side, I'll add in more of blue to that. Just a bit of blue, and I'll just darken this a bit. Yeah, just like that. And let me pop out some of those foliage and leaves outwards. Just like that. Now it's some green and white. I'll just go over here and drop in just some indication of some light on those background elements. And I'll just take in some lighter color with the same filbert brush, and I'll just indicate some of those trees too. That's that easy. And break that line, break that sketch. Look at that individual leaves and stuff. Just we can do it like that. So now on the number 2 fan brush, I'll just take in more of black and just indicate some of those there. Yeah, now let's go there and indicate lawn. Just like that. And now I'll go ahead with some more of those highlights. These are water based colors, so they'll dry a bit darker. Just go with another extra coat of highlight. Okay, something over there. And let me pull in this grass. Now it's some black. I'll just go over here and add in more of texture and contrast to this tree. That just like that. I like that contrast there. And I'll just drop in some of those textures of grass and the corners. I'll make it dark. The paint's almost dry on my palette, so I'm just taking it just like that from there, and yeah, something like that. These are the shadows, I guess. Just a touch there. So now it's black on my number 2 fan brush. It's going to indicate some textures. That's it. Okay, there. And some over here too. Applying moderate pressure. Yeah. And I'll just take in some black and just reflect that on over here too. Okay, just like that. And let me drop in a tree trunk for this. Okay, something like that. Now I'll switch over to oils and I'll just take in some white and some cobalt blue on a different brush, the 3/4 inch brush, and let's come right over here. And I'm painting this on watercolor paper. Okay, just like that over there. You can always go back and add in more of white and lighten that up. With that gets lighter on its own as the brush is losing the paint. Another thing what you could do is you could use watercolors to block in your painting and then go ahead with the detailings with oil paint, or you could even make use of acrylics and then go ahead with the detailing part with your oils. And I've not used any medium for this, I'm just using paint directly. So now I'll just take in more of white paint and just drop that color. Look at that. Just like that. White, green and lime yellow. And I'll just come over here and drop in that mid-tone color. And I'll try to remain as consistent as possible with the colors between the watercolors and the oil paints. Okay, something over there, and yeah, just a bit over there too. Just some basic indications. Turn the brush, because the other side of the brush will automatically be loaded. So I'm just taking some white along with that, just to drop that color there. But all paints tend to be in the same color, same shade, same tones after they're painted. I'm just taking some black along with some blue and I'll just drop in that there. Okay, something over there and some over here too. And maybe for this I'll use more of brown. Yeah, just like that over there. And I've just taken grayish green color and just drop that over there too. That I can even make use of the corner of the 3/4 inch brush, just like that, and connect them together. So now with some black and blue, proportionately more black than blue, I'll just come over here and drop in this tree. That I get all sorts of textures. And make your tree as small as possible, because once you go to highlight or add details to your tree, it'll get bigger, so just make it a bit small at the beginning. So now with some white and blue on my number 2 fan brush. By the way, I've cleaned it after painting this watercolor part. Okay, just go there and drop that, and it will be slightly darker. You can barely see my sketch, and that's okay. Something like that. Now we are done with the blocking in part, and I'll take in some black with touch of linseed oil in it on my number 2 fan brush. Okay, load in more of that paint, and here it will get slightly darker. That's just like that. And for the sake of being consistent, I'll drop in some over here too, and some over there. Just darkening this part a bit and sort of blending them together. Something like that. So now with some grayish green color, let's go there. Just drop in that. Just like that, We'll go back and add in the highlights later. Now I've taken some black with some green in it, and I'll just drop in that. Look at that. The lights and darks both pop out in oils, but the disadvantage is that they take ages to dry. But since I'm using watercolor paper, they might dry a bit fast. Now I've just taken in some linseed oil with some black, brown, those two colors. I'll just go over here and drop in the reflections of water. Both watercolors and oil paints have their own pros and cons. Okay, something over there, just sort of giving that connection and making it a bit darker. Okay, something like that. Just doing almost like comma strokes, just like that. Okay, and if you're doing this on a canvas, it will take more time to dry. You could make use of some rags or even paper towels to soak the oil part of the oil paint, and you can continue with your painting once it's dry. Okay, something over there like that. It's still using the detail round brush. So now I'll take in some bluish gray color, and I'll just try to bring out that reflections, just bring that darker part of those elements into the lighter part, that is the sky. I just used linseed oil, that's it. I have not used any other medium apart from linseed oil, and some sort of connection has to be given there. Okay, and let me give a smooth transition just like that over there. Okay, just over there like that. Okay, and just some indications over here too. Make sure that this colors, the ripples, are darker than the color of the water. Okay, some over there, and I'll just continue that over here. At first I started painting with oil paints, and then I switched over to watercolors. Both are equally good, You can combine them in your painting. Okay, something like that over there. And let me bring in that smooth transition. So just like that. So now with some black and brown, and I've added in some linseed oil again. I'll just drop in some of those colors over here. Just bringing those colors out into the lighter part. Okay, something like that. And now with some white and sap green on my filbert brush, old filbert brush, I just come over here and drop in some of those stuff. Okay, something over there, and maybe let's drop in over here too. Let's change the angle of the brush, and yeah, to be consistent. That's getting blended with the color underneath because the paint is not completely dry. Okay, something over there, and that almost brightens up the painting. Now I'll pick up some blue with that, to that same color, and add in the shadowy parts of the painting. I enjoy doing both in watercolors as well as oils, and sort of blend them together. That just to bring it down, I'll just add in some of this color there. Just like that. So now with some linseed oil and black on my detail round brush, I just go over here and drop in the tree trunk almost in the same position. Okay, just like that. So now with some brown, white, sap green, touch of black, touch of yellow ochre, I'll just come over here and just drop in that one there, and some highlight to these trees. Look at that, this is still not dry. Okay, something over there and some over here too. So with this, I come to the end of this painting. I hope you have enjoyed it, and thanks for watching.